Kelvin Sampson is a Hall of Fame basketball coach, and his team's in the Sweet 16 yet again, and a favorite across all boards to reach the Final Four. And he's kind enough to spend some time this year on Fox Sports Radio. Coach, how are you?
Doing good, Doug. You're still one of the top point guards leading a 3-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-2 fast break. Automatic, you were going to find the right guy.
We were definitely going to get a buck. In half court, maybe not as much when you didn't have to guard me. So you painted an accurate, positive picture. What's your assessment of how your team played first weekend of the tournament?
Well, the first game, it's all about mindset and maturity, making sure your leaders are dialed in. Because, every game's important. You get the 116, but, our team has been able to be good this year because of our player leadership. And so I give a lot of credit to that game to L.J. Cryer and J.Y. Roberts. Those two guys are unbelievable leaders. The Gonzaga game was one of those games when I saw the brackets and I saw Gonzaga, Georgia. I said, well, if it's Gonzaga, that's going to be a holy war. Mark and Gonzaga program is one of the benchmark programs in the country over how many years? I mean, they went to 9. Who goes to 9 straight Sweet 16?
At Gonzaga. At Gonzaga, too.
Yeah, unbelievable. And they were playing their best basketball. When they put Huff at the 4 spot, that means they started 2 5s.
Yeah.
Ike and Huff, and I knew that was going to be tough because if you're having to double the post on both sides of the floor, as good as Nembhard is, they were going to be dangerous. So I felt we were dialed into that game as well. Played really, really good until the last 2 minutes, and their half-court 1-3-1 trap gave us some problems. But, when you get to the tournament, Doug, and you win a game, the last thing you want to do is go backwards and analyze it. You just survive in advance and move on.
I want to get to this year's team and this weekend, but like for people who I don't know how many people in college basketball remember, but before you got there, like Houston was a dead end job. It just was.
Yeah.
It was friends and family only. Nobody went. Yeah. Obviously, back when it was Hoff-Hines, it was a decrepit old building. They threw a bunch of money into it, and it's beautiful now. But look, you're a builder, right? From Montana Tech to Wazoo to Oklahoma wasn't great when you took it over, to Indiana when you took it over. What has this build been like in comparison to the others?
I've enjoyed this one more because of Kelvin and Lauren being with me. When I was with the Houston Rockets and I got approached about this opportunity, my agent goes, okay, there's 3 or 4 schools. This one wants to interview you. This one wants to hire you. This one wants a press conference tomorrow. And that's how he was characterizing all of them. But as the stars started aligning a little bit, Kelvin had just been fired at Appalachian State. That's my son. I know what kind of person he is. I know his work ethic. I know the kind of basketball mind he has. My daughter Lauren was in a job where she was doing pretty good, but it wasn't her wheelhouse. She was a little bit miserable. And so I told the athletic director at the time, Mac Rhodes, if you can find a way to allow me to hire Kelvin and then bring Lauren in the next year, I think we can get this done. So this one has been the most fun. I think this one has been by far the hardest because of the apathy, lack of support, just the general view of what Houston basketball was. They were still attaching themselves to Phi Slamma Jamma, and, that's almost 40 years ago. So we didn't really have a lot to build on, so we just started building. Sometimes you inherit a winning program. Sometimes you got to build a winning program. But being able to do it with my family and Karen here, you know, that's why this has been the best job I've ever had, because my grandkids live 3 miles away. I see my 2 kids every day. We go through this journey together, and it's been just a thrill of a lifetime for me. It's an unbelievable way to, you know, obviously this is going to be my last stop, and when I decided, okay, that's it, I'll look back at my time at the University of Houston as the best time in my career.
What will be the determining factor? I mean, you know how it works when you become so well respected and you've built it up to this point and you have it perfectly set up for Kelvin to take over. You got to make that tough decision. What will be the determining factor as to when you decide I'm not going to do this anymore?
Yeah, it's a fair question, and I really am not sure even how to answer it. I do know that this is very much a young man's time. You know, I came up in the 80s and 90s, and you know, Judd Heathcote, I owe him so much, giving me opportunity to get started, and then Montana Tech took a chance on a 25-year-old guy. Washington State took a chance on a 31-year-old guy. So I was pretty good at getting hard jobs, but then again, a lot of people had to turn those jobs down before it even got to me. So, but when I look back and then I look forward, you always want to leave the place that you were in better shape, and obviously this one is. But I also want to make sure that Kelvin is in a position where he's got a chance to win right away too. So, then my plan is I'm definitely going to coach on next season, and then you just never know. I mean, I may be here 5 more years. I may be here 4 more years. I don't know. I doubt it, but you never know.
You do never know. Kelvin Sampson's our guest here on the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. Okay, let's get to this weekend. So now, you know, Purdue, a team that reputation-wise, rugged, Big Ten, but no one has the defensive reputation your team has. What's the biggest challenge? You've done the Sweet 16. You've done the Final Four so often. What's the biggest challenge for this group in getting ready for Purdue?
First of all, we respect your opponent. You know, forget what other people say and think, because that's irrelevant to your mission. Our mission is to go play our best brand of basketball. We have a clear identity, Doug, on how we play. And I think when you get in the tournament, sometimes the bright lights and all the attention can change some kids. And like Milos Uzan had never played in the tournament. Now he's got 2 games under his belt. I like the way he handled the moment. So, you know, for us is being good at the things we're good at. You know, you can't always assume you're going to shoot the ball great. You can't always assume that you're going to get a great whistle. Those are things that are out of your control. So being able to, you know, play defense and rebound, doing the things that's got us here. You know, we've won a lot of road games. Some nights we shot it good, some nights we didn't, but we always found a way to win the game. And I think that's been our identity. If you watch this early, not very good offensively. If you watch this late, a lot more symmetry with our offense. Our spacing's been better. Our offensive rebound has been a little bit more consistent. And then the physical nature of the game. Last year we played A&M in the second round in Memphis. I think both teams went to the line 50 times apiece. And we had 4 guys foul out. But that was a tight whistle. The Gonzaga game the other night was a little bit of a looser whistle. So those are things that the players don't worry about, but the old coaches do a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Coach, listen, it's an honor to catch up with you. We all watch and marvel at what you're able to do, how hard they're able to compete, and I know this team's better offensively. Obviously, you know, in the last year you had a tough injury that really ended your run, unfortunately. But best of luck this weekend, and thanks so much for spending some time with us.
Always good to be on with you, Doug, and best of luck to you in year 2.